Morning.
Morning.
How are you doing? Hanging in? Yeah, I'm like, well, I was doing online school with the boys yesterday. That was fun.
Remind me
I
how old?
Yeah, how old
My
are you?
son in third grade,
Third grade, and what is the other grade?
kindergarten.
Kindergarten. Okay, because I knew you've got one in Zach's class, because Zach's in third grade
Yep.
at Avery, and then a seventh grader.
Oh yeah. Are they in the same class?
I don't know. We're in Mrs. Brent's class. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, we don't have her.
Okay.
We have. That's what I said last year. Who do we have? We have Miss Howard,
Okay.
Miss French.
Okay.
Miss Howard's kindergarten, Miss French for third grade. So
Yeah. I saw a little cartoon the other day, and it showed like the first panel was a kid in front of the computer, and the teacher from the screen is like, "Do you have any questions?" Second question, "I just want to make sure nobody has any questions before I let you work on the assignment." Third panel's like, "Okay, well then I'm going to go. So everybody work on the assignment." And the fourth panel, "Mom, I don't understand the assignment. Can you come help me?" And I'm like, that's every day.
sounds
Every
about
day.
right. Dylan, our third grader's actually done okay with it. I've been pretty impressed by how well he's done, but yeah, kindergarten's rough. So
Yeah. I thought we were doing okay. And then yesterday, somebody in the seventh grade board on Facebook was like, "I keep getting all these notifications from Canvas. How do I turn them off?" And I'm like, I haven't gotten any email notifications from Canvas. So I went and prepared Canvas. And I set all the things, but I guess I didn't do it to email. And I'm like, I just saw like 12 missed assignments. I'm like, oh, so we're not doing okay. That's good. That's good to know.
not going as well as she thought it was.
Busy weekend.
So
filling
you
those
know the
assignments.
solution, just turn the notifications off again.
Mhm.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
I don't have to actually help with anything, but she's doing chemistry via Zoom, so I'm not exactly sure how all that works.
Wow.
Yeah, so she's got World Civ A, followed by geometry, followed by chemistry, followed by art. And then next semester she's got German 4, and I don't know what else. It's going to be quite.
I know some of the kids signed up for shop class, and the parents were like, "How is that happening at home?" Because I don't want that happening at home.
Oops.
Well, you know, the ones that signed up for, I know they picked up at the high school a bag with like flour and ingredients for the cooking classes.
Like essentially home hack,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
those things, yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. Like the other day, he's taking drama online, and one of his assignments was he had to pick out a song to act out in a pantomime. And so I was like, well, why don't you just do something from Imagine Dragons? Because they're like, and he's like, I don't want to do anything with words. And I was like, okay, well then have it fly to the bumblebees. And he's like, no. And I'm like, well then go downstairs and figure something out. And then like an hour later he came up and he's like, I'll just do that one that you said. What was it? And I'm like, okay, I'll
Just
text it to
defeated
you so you've got
somebody.
it. And I'll send you a YouTube link of the music.
I know Matthew had their big career fair Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. And it was all on the phone. He sat there and did interview after interview after interview. It's all on the phone.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
He had a suit and tie on from the waist up. From the waist down, it was gym shorts.
Don't stand up. I would say everybody's
Right.
seen those videos before at this point in time, right?
So true.
Yeah, I'm on one of those like Facebook mommy groups from St. Louis. And
Yeah.
I did see though somebody had made a post that their husband went for a run and like came into the kitchen to get a drink of water after the run. He wasn't wearing a shirt. And she got like a really like a nasty note from the teacher. Like, everyone needs to be dressed when your child is on a Zoom call. She's like, it's my house. Like, it's my house.
Oh. Yeah, we're getting used to it. I don't know if it's getting better, but we're getting used to it.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. It's not getting better. It's just I'm familiar with this specific brand of hell at this point.
Yeah, our expectations have gotten so much lower. I'm like, if they could just go back to school one day a week, I would just be so happy. I mean,
The other day I did hear a mom kind of lose it on
Yeah.
her kids, and I was like, like I'm not the only, like I felt like I needed to, but I didn't want to embarrass her. But I was like, I know that they've all heard me lose it, so I just feel so good that it's not just me.
Dylan had an incident where him and Sarah were like getting into it, but it was really mostly just him like yelling at her, and he wasn't muted, and so he was super embarrassed because the teacher, I guess Miss French is like, you can't talk like that to your parents. And he's like, I'm just mortified. And we're like, see, like we told you that's not the right way to act.
Terrible.
They start sports. I mean, like.
I was going to ask on that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Your daughter's playing sports now?
Yeah, well, they've been playing all this time, but they weren't allowed to have games. And so last night we got a schedule. We have our first game against Kirkwood on Tuesday.
Very good.
Nice.
It's very
My kids
exciting.
aren't sportsy, but I totally understand that desire to have, because it's like my kids are just losing it.
Yeah.
'Cause they're not
Yeah.
sportsy. So there's nothing for them to do to like see other kids.
Yeah, as soon as Zoom
Yeah.
ends at 3:30 every day, she immediately gets either picked up by me or someone else and shuttled to the high school and is there for like 2.5, 3 hours every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how she's surviving.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
like with us, it's like I figure like if I'm losing it, like I can go to Target or I can go, meet a friend at Robust outside. But they like they can't be like, I'm losing it, so I'm gonna go and get a snow cone. Like it's just not an option, especially for a third grader. Like that's not something they can do. We don't have a lot of
Oh,
kids
yeah.
on my street.
So Fran, it looks like we've got 4.
That's what I just looked at who else is here. And so,
Yeah, we're still waiting on Rebecca, Tim, and Andrew. The only one we're not going to have is Earbob. He's
Yep.
still
Buried.
on a skeleton crew.
I saw him last week. I switched to him, and so I went in there and we were talking a little bit. I think he'll probably be with us next meeting. He's still trying to work his schedule out and stuff like that. So
Yeah, he really feels bad about missing these. And I
Mike
keep saying,
Yeah.
to him too, and like all the precautions and everything that he's doing in that office is like incredible. Like it's so.
I agree. Well, and he's got I don't know what time you went, but I saw him last Friday at 6:30 in the morning.
I did too.
he's like, "Some
We
people really
started
like
at
this early."
6:30, and I had my whole family who was like, "All right, who else needs to go to the dentist? Bring them all in at the same time." Like this is great.
I agree. Sarah was like, "Why would you want to go to the dentist at 6:30?" I'm like, "I'm back here at 7:30. I can
Yeah.
do whatever I need to do now. It doesn't disrupt my day. This is great."
I
So,
know. I'm all about it.
Oh yeah. You guys been doing well, Karen?
Yeah, we're hanging in there. I mean,
Yeah.
is there a good answer to that question?
Yeah.
Like we're living.
No, I agree. Yeah.
My excitement for the week is I have a monarch butterfly that is
I've
in
seen
my
that
front
on
yard.
Facebook. It's
Oh yeah, I saw a picture of your monarch butterfly on Facebook too.
Yes, because I posted it in the plant swap. I am so
Ah.
excited. And the new picture from this morning, you can actually see all the orange
Oh,
and the
cool.
black. I'll post it later today, but yeah.
I kind of wanted to ask a question in the plant swap, but I thought it would be too stupid and then the plant people would be angry at me.
What?
So here's my question. So it's my first full year in a house, like caring about the plants that are planted outside. Like when can I just say they're done? Like when do I just stop watering them and acknowledge that it's now fall and they're probably going to die and just be done?
It is now fall and just let them die. And then don't clean up too much. You want to leave
Okay.
all that stuff down around the base of everything
Good.
and then clean it up in the spring because it keeps protection to the roots.
Okay, because I'm just like, how long must we keep up this charade, plants? And like, because they keep kind of coming back. But then some of the plant people are very like, they're like, like I would expect them to be like, you should dig up each plant in your yard and bring it into your house. What is your problem? Like they think plants are people, like some of them.
Yeah, some of them do. And I get to the point where this was the best year that I did because
Yeah.
everyone was home.
Yeah, my plants will never look this good again.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Oh, here's hoping I don't spend any time at home next year. Fingers
I
crossed.
really thought ours were going to look good this year, and they really don't. Much worse year for plants and our lawn and stuff like that. No excuses. We were home a lot. It's just they just didn't turn out. Looks bad. But yeah, I'm ready to give up on them too. So
The last thing I did was plant a bunch of fall pansies and screwed up my knee in the process.
Oh.
And then for all that, the rabbits came out and ate them within 2 days.
Oh,
Yeah, I've got a bunch of chipmunks that are
Full of
jerks.
fall salad. Yeah, chipmunks too.
so Mike, technically you have 5 now.
yeah, enough for a good start.
Tim just got on, so you have 5.
Okay. I
Yeah, like
moved away the participants, so I couldn't see who came on. Hey Tim, how are you?
Good.
Good deal. Well, yeah, I mean it's almost 8:10, so why don't we go ahead and get started?
Yeah, Rebecca
Did,
was having trouble, so I sent her the link to the city website.
Oh, to
So
come
she's
in through there.
trying. Yeah, she's trying.
Okay.
I'll watch
All right.
for her.
Do you have to let her in?
I'll have to let her in, but I can I've got it
Okay.
handled, so you're good.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's go ahead and get started then. And so, did you guys get a chance to look at last month's minutes? Does anybody have a motion to approve the minutes?
I motion to approve.
Thanks, Jen. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Garb. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Approving the minutes? Aye. Cool. Good deal. I think we're all good there. So, do we have any visitors that want to talk about anything? I was going to say I can't see who the participants are here.
The visitors.
No visitors. So, I guess Jennifer, do you want to talk about the video project update? Did you guys meet
Yeah.
as far as your subcommittee?
We did chat, and I would like to take some things to the group for their input. Could I share my screen? Because I just kind of, and I can send this to Fran afterwards, but
You should.
I think so. I think Mara has to let.
okay.
Yeah, let me make sure. I think you should be set up to share.
Okay, I am. Look at that. How fancy is life?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So-
Rebecca's on, FYI.
Yeah, good morning, Rebecca.
Okay. So we met with the producer and the assistant producer, and they're great, and they're very excited about this project. And they were just kind of wondering, do we want to do like 4 videos where it's one business each, or do we want to do theme videos where they're like dining in Webster Groves and they hit a couple of different videos? The video is a little bit longer, like maybe a little bit over a minute. And do we want to do that? So we thought about that and kind of got Fran's input. And I think that the theme, breaking them down into themes would be good. And now we're just kind of thinking of, I think if we give them 4 videos to work on initially, will be good. And then if there's more time in the semester, we could add on another one. And again, keep in mind that this class goes every semester. So if we like what they do, there's a chance that different kids could do some videos for us in spring. So the kind of categories that we split were dining, gifts, style, newcomers, and then activities. But as you can see, like dining and gifts and even style, we've got a lot of options. And I feel like we should have four businesses in each one just to make it easy. So I wasn't sure if you all had input or ideas or discussions and kind of what we've got sketched out up here. Mara, I wasn't sure if there's any other newcomer you can think of to add a 4th onto there, or if there's any business that you think could technically count as a newcomer. Maybe they're less than a year old or something like that.
So we are getting another newcomer near where Union Studio is. Dwell and Dharma and Dwell, or Dwell and Dharma. It's a new, they have products like lotions and shampoo and other things that you put in refillable containers. So you bring these containers in and keep refilling. And I think they're supposed to be opening around the same time as Union Studio.
which is in the next month.
Yeah, in the next month or so. Now, instead of O&O, I mean, I know O&O Pizza is new, but maybe because they do get so much press on their own,
Yeah.
you might actually put the Frisco Barroom Annex, because the Annex is opening.
And
which-
that's like the muffin store kind of thing. right?
Exactly, like muffins and bakery type items.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So do you have any feedback on dining? Does anybody think of how we could maybe split down dining and, or even gifts?
So I would take, if we put Frisco Barroom Annex in newcomers, you could take Frisco Barroom out, and that would get you to
That's
4.
what I was thinking. I
Okay.
think that's an easy one.
What
So
is
just
the new
remove it from there.
restaurant at Tai Tu, or did they just change their DBA?
They changed their name. It's her sister who's taken over the business, and her sister moved from down south. She was in Cape Girardeau and had her restaurant there and decided to move up to be with family.
Okay.
I have no idea what the name is.
Yeah, I noticed it the other day. I walked by it and somebody was outside smoking who worked there, and we're like, is that new? And they're like, no, it's the same. There's a couple new menu items, but it's just a different name. We're like, okay.
I'm trying
I
to
don't know how I
remember
haven't noticed it.
the last,
I can find it all the time.
they redid the front facade and they redid the signage. The name, it's 2 words, and the second word starts with an M. That's about as much as I remember right now.
Yeah, I can't remember it all. Okay.
In terms of some of the other ones, I mean, I would say, again, with style, Descendant is new, and they don't get a lot of press. Civil Alchemy, again, I think if we're going to do Frisco Barroom,
Okay.
trying to kind of balance out who we do stuff for, that might
makes
help.
sense. Mm-hmm.
And then definitely put Rolling Ridge and Maypop are 2 very different places, so
Yeah.
they really can't be quote one.
No, yeah, but
Mhm.
we were just thinking like, should we put plants in here, or is that something different, or
Could be something different.
yeah,
And then I'm just trying to think of ones that don't get a lot of
Yeah.
press. Blue Dahlia doesn't get much. Lark Skincare doesn't get much.
I could.
Yeah, maybe pull Novel Neighbor. I mean, if you're looking at it on a
Yeah.
west side of things.
And
Again,
that seems-
not that I want to say that, I mean, they all are deserving of it, definitely.
Oh,
Well,
absolutely.
and this would work. And then honestly, if we
Novel Neighbor has a lot of gifts.
they do.
Yeah.
Well, there's also the Green Door Art Gallery. I consider them gifts.
Yeah, and
You-
yeah.
You can take us out, Zoe's Attic, right now, since we're not currently open.
Okay. So
We could be a next semester
okay.
deal.
That sounds good. Because next semester was spring. It might be good to do like a plant one in spring.
Well, that makes sense.
Maybe
Should
add-
be-
Yeah, I like waiting on Rolling Ridge and Maypop until spring.
Yeah.
Do you want to add Novel Neighbor down in spring? And then maybe put Green Door over at Gifts, because Green Door
Cool.
hasn't gotten a lot.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
So we will, I'll reach out to them and give them these names. But I was wondering, is it possible, Fran, would you be willing to give them a heads up?
Sure.
Because I know that they're familiar with you and they know you, and that way if they hear from you and they'll kind of realize that this is legit,
Sure.
that if some students call them, and then we'll go from there. But they seem really excited about it, and they seem they were very professional, and I know that the one guy is the assistant producer, is doing video projects for his freelance business. So I think this will be good. We'll have him work on these and go
You
from
got
there.
2 embroidery and initial type businesses that you don't have anywhere on here that you might want to put
Oh,
just
yeah.
to make sure they're in your brain. Both
Okay.
embroidery the occasion and initial design.
There's also all the framing shops. There's at least
Yes.
3, I think,
Okay.
that do picture framing.
That's true.
Okay. These could be good ones for next semester. I feel like we're getting some good.
So
Good
one
things.
quick thing with Gorilla Street Food, because they're not open right now, that
Ooh.
might be a little difficult. I mean, I know it's just a temporary thing, but it might be that we need to move them to next semester and then maybe, maybe put Balkan.
Yeah, you need somebody in Old Orchard, definitely.
Let's see. Yeah.
Oh, Balkan Treat Box.
Balkan Tree Box. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That'll work. That'll work. And next semester, even another thing we were thinking of well, hopefully, who knows what life will be like next year, but if we're still in this kind of craziness, we can always do one that kind of highlights who's doing takeout and who's doing eat-in, those kind of places, because that could be something for spring again, that Mexican restaurant by the train tracks is, and Sushi Station do takeout, and some other ones are allowing you, like Weber's allows you to eat in. So I think that that's another way we could break things down next semester. But I will send these off to the students, and they will start working, and we'll hopefully have more updates.
Yeah, the only thing
Jennifer,
with
are they going to
Dharma-
do 4? Oh, sorry, Fran, go ahead.
I was curious, Mara, do you know when this Dharma thing is going to open up? Because I know it's a short-term lease.
It's a 6-month lease, and I believe that they're opening up next month.
Next month?
But I don't have the details in front of me right now.
I'll have that be the last one they work on.
Yeah. And just a couple things. So Annex, ANNEX,
Thank you.
and then Dharma, it's DHARMA, I believe.
Okay.
And I
Is that- I'm sorry, that was DHARNA.
MA. And I'll make sure that I have that correct. This is sort of in my brain, but not in front of me.
Okay.
That's the person's name, right? Dharma is her name?
No, no, it's, no.
Okay.
I'm thinking of like Dharma and Greg. That's what I'm
Yeah, I know. That's what
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Got it.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Jennifer, are they going to do 4 or are they going to do 5? Because it looks like we've got 5 categories broken
1,
down.
2, 3, 4. They're going to do 4. So,
A lot of the activities right now are kind of on hold. I say
Okay.
that you can do, and Pino's Palette, but
okay. So
Yeah,
let's
they're
have
working.
dining, gift, style, and newcomers this semester. And if they have time, we'll see what's happening with activities. Or if not, if they've got time at the end of the semester, those embroider ones are kind of good for Christmas. So,
Yeah, I agree. The timing wise, those might be better
mhm.
if they can fit in a 5th one,
Okay.
then do the activities next semester.
Okay.
One quick question. Did you talk about in their time frame when we would have the deliverables?
They think that they should be able to have the deliverables to us around Thanksgiving, beginning in December.
So we should be able to, can we incorporate that with, well, I guess we'll be able to put it on the website around the same time that we're doing all the Christmas stuff.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we could be sure that they get long shots and also close-ups, because there's no Christmas decorations out yet, but we could use some close-up stuff to, if we want to meld that with some of the decorations as they go up. Is that making any sense?
Mhm.
Joanne would have to pitch in because we haven't had our meeting yet on holiday promotion. But just thinking ahead, it'd be good to have some B-roll or some stuff in the can so that we could possibly use that as a close-up gift suggestion.
Okay. And if they can get that B-roll from us, and if we decide to keep working with the class semester to semester, it'd be good to have some of that B-roll, as long
Right,
as not too many things open and close to change the landscapes.
good.
now that you've moved embroider and initial design up to personalized items, you could probably move Zoe's there too.
Cool. Cool. We'll see what happens and what they can get done. I think realistically, I'm expecting dining, gifts, and style to come out of this, and we'll kind of see what happens from there.
I think that'd be good. Well, and even the newcomers, if 3 of them aren't even open yet, I mean, it's going to be hard to get footage for that right now anyway. That could be a better second semester one if those are the ones we're going to use. So that's awesome.
And I
though.
would be reluctant to do someone who's on a 6-month lease,
Yeah.
you know.
Actually, I mean, I think the thing is that they're really hoping that they're going to, once they get established, they're going to want to stay longer. So it's really,
Yeah.
you want to encourage them, because if someone does like this refillable, you know,
They want to keep coming back. Right.
exactly. So I think they're feeling out Webster, but I think they feel that Webster is going to be a good place for them to be.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I will stop my share. Go back to everything.
All right, good deal. Thanks so much. That's exciting. I think that's going to be really good. So, Joanne, do you want to get into the holiday planning update?
Sure. So unfortunately, we weren't able to have a holiday planning meeting due to some scheduling conflicts. So I will schedule another meeting with our group in the next couple of weeks. But what I did in the meantime is contact all of those businesses that we used last year to find out whether they would be able to provide the same services they did last year and what the price would be. And they all have indicated that yes, they would, and yes, the price would remain the same.
Wow.
So, but in addition to that, a staff member is working with me to see if we can use other television stations besides KTVI to see what the competition, the price for, you know, competitive ads and things like that are. So we're checking with a couple of different television stations besides KTVI. We have 3 others that we're looking at. And we'll provide that to the committee when I have that information available. But the budget has remained the same from last year for the holiday funding. And I'm just looking forward to the opportunity to meet with the committee.
Good deal. Anybody else have anything on holiday, or we'll keep that on the old business for next month? Should have more to talk about with that. Well, with both of these, I would say. So, from a new business standpoint, Mara, do you have any updates with any of the taxing districts?
So just Dharma and Dwell and Union Studio in Old Orchard, we're continuing to work with them. We did get an update that we heard that Le Macaron is still going to eventually open, but they haven't done anything with us at this time. We had initially heard that Forenza was just closing completely, but that he was trying to sell it. There's been other word that he has found someone to purchase the franchise. So that might open back up, we'll see. And then the O&O Pizza, for those that hadn't seen, they're finishing up some things and opening their location up in the old O&O Olive and Oak location. Nothing else with any updates right now on new businesses.
Okay. And what else do you guys want to work on as far as the next few months? I mean, the holiday planning will pretty much be done with, I would say, you know, the next month. That'll be off our plate. And then I think we made good headway with the video project too. Are there other things that we should talk about working on or tackling over the next few months before it gets too crazy with the holidays?
Question for Fran, I'm not sure, and Mara. I do wonder, with the way this pandemic is sort of up and down and progressing and doesn't seem to get much better, are the stores planning to be open pretty much, or is there still different practices for different stores? I know Embroider the Occasion, for example, I buy a lot of stuff there, and you definitely don't go in. At least the last time I bought a gift there, you just pick it up on the sidewalk. And I I just wasn't sure whether, do we have any guides or what for what happens with each individual store during the holiday season?
Each business is, I think, following their own, determinations. It's very difficult to put a big umbrella over all of them because each one has different situations regarding their staff, regarding their comfort level. And so we really encourage them that if they have questions about whether they're in compliance, to call St. Louis County, because they're the ones that, really are enforcing everything. But I know that the districts are planning a couple different things. They've got a Walktober weekend event, and Tim could probably tell you a little bit more about what all they're planning with that, but trying to not have people gather, but still encouraging people to come and shop. If depending on how well that goes, they are planning another one before the holidays. They're not doing the open house this year in the format that it was, and Tim might be able to give a little bit more updates from trade, but they're trying to focus on lots of encouraging people to shop small. So they will continue budget-wise doing things in the Webster Kirkwood Times with their small businesses on how to shop. But I think each business is really taking it on their own and making some determinations on how they can best continue to operate while still following county's guidelines.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking even from the standpoint of, say if we do a little more TV voiceover copy for television, is there some line that we need to be sensitive about, like, please call your store before you go in, or just anything that would indicate that there might be different practices depending on the store?
I think the problem is no matter what you do, it's going to change. Everything's changing. You think you're going to do something all week and then something suddenly changed just like yesterday. New things are coming out every single week. So it's very, very difficult to, it really is check with the individual business and try to, if it's your regular business, check with them. Most of them are putting it on their Facebook pages. They're putting it on their websites. It's the best practice for anything in any community right now.
Yeah, it seems too fluid to blanket a statement because it is changing all the time based on what I see. Tim, I saw you came off mute. Do you want to talk about Walktober, when that is, and give us a little information on some of those things?
Absolutely. I won't say event because we've tried everything to take an event off of it. It originally was going to be Walktober Fest, and we have taken that away, the fest part of it, and made it just a weekend. So it's more of just, hey, come shop with us, just kind of an advertising type deal to come to Webster to shop. We had banners made that'll be going up on Monday, I believe, for this event that says Walktober Fest, but we're going to take like a no smoking sign and put that over the fest part of it to downplay it being an event. So really it's just saying, hey, come for this weekend and shop in Webster.
Good deal. Yeah, I know. We were out and about a lot last weekend. I definitely think it helped with the weather cooling off and getting nice, but it looked like it was a lot more vibrant, out in the community.
It was packed last weekend.
Yeah. So it was good to see.
Is it a weekend or is it the whole month, Tim?
It's the weekend. It's the 17th and 18th.
17th and 18th. Okay, good weekend.
Yes.
And with trick or treating and all that, that's not.
Nope.
Okay.
Not
I was
happening.
going to ask on that too. Yeah.
No trick or treating and no cookie walk and no open house.
Right.
Understand.
We're still going to do Santa's on the Loose, right, Jen? Yay! All right, we're going to try to do this. We are going to do this as an in-person with a virtual option And Big River Running, the running company, has all kinds of protocols to keep it safe, with people in timed groups going over the start line in increments. And when they come off the finish, they go into chutes so that they get their water and they're separated at the end. So I think, and they've done a couple of live races this last month. So we are planning for that. Jen's got a signature on a key document. We're moving the start finish to a Webster University campus so that we do not have to cross Big Bend. And I'll be getting that to you, Mara, later today.
Okay.
What's the
When's that
date?
scheduled for?
It's a Saturday, the 5th of December, Saturday the 5th, same time, 8 a.m.
Okay, good deal.
So we'll have something for the holidays.
Good. Anything else? Does anybody else have any new business that they want to talk about or discuss, or things that we should put on the agenda for next month?
I'll just add a couple. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mara.
No, I was just going to give a couple updates on a couple rezonings and things that are going, and then I'm sure Laura still wants to give some other development updates. We are doing at the city council level a public hearing on the building next to the new Regions Bank in Old Webster. They are asking to have a coffee shop use in the front of the building and then an office use in the back. Coffee shop was not listed on their site-specific ordinance when they rezoned the first time. So we will have a hearing on that one. We are continuing a hearing on parking codes, both for commercial and residential. And that started at the last council meeting and will continue forward. In Plan Commission, the same, like the day before the city council meeting, we have three public hearings. We have a public hearing on, in Old Orchard, the strip that has Gorilla Street Food, as well as Big Sky and Pacific Place. They're rezoning their entire property to a PC planned commercial to kind of clean up a lot of older ordinances and just get the property sort of back in play for any potential future development or changes. And then we have code amendments to the single family residential, looking at the overall intensity of the new houses and development that's going in, and trying to also look at the possibility of having two family structures be allowed in the A4 single family residential, which would give the ability to have more affordable houses, perhaps townhouses, two on a lot versus a big 2,600 square foot house to 1,300 square foot townhouses. So we have those code amendments going. We also have a code amendment going in regards to political signs and their locations on election day. And that one's going to go to Plan Commission and then immediately to City Council to try to get approved before the election. We are also working on a couple other amendments that aren't ready to go to Plan Commission or City Council yet, but we got to get through these other ones that we have on the books. So those are all coming and there'll be hearings. Yes.
What is the intention on the pole signs? What do you hope to accomplish?
Right now, it actually says technically that they're not allowed to be on the property outside the pole locations. And so there was an issue at the last election where someone came and took a whole bunch of signs.
Yes, I'm familiar with that. Yeah.
Yep. So we are changing it to match some things that are at the state level that says that they can be there on election day.
Okay. Okay.
To be removed after. So then that way it's just very clear that someone can't take them, but it also is clear where they can be placed on public property.
Got it.
I was just going to remind you all that SG Collaborative has a town hall meeting this evening, if you are unaware, which they will give us the next stage in their plans for the site. In conjunction with that, the city now on its website has a place for public comments and public engagement and to learn about the process and the schedule, because we are now moving into the role of that the city takes and thinking about zoning and financial incentives and infrastructure and things like that. We've got a very long way to go still on this. So when you see the plan tonight, remember that we've all got a lot of work to do and no one's quite sure yet what direction that's going to take. But certainly it would, I think, be worth your time. If you can't see it tonight, they always post recordings of those presentations on their website as well. And you can reach their website through the city website. The second thing is we are continuing down the road of the city manager search and have narrowed the field of candidates. So that's moving along well, and hopefully we'll get it done before the end of the year. But who knows? Again, pandemic and all that.
Laura, do you know what time the town hall meeting is this evening?
7 o'clock.
7?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And is there a link on the city website for that? Okay.
It's on the main landing page of the city website. There's a development link and you can go right through.
Okay, super. And I had one announcement. I have a podcast radio show Friday mornings. I've renamed it What's Up Around Town instead of What's Up with Business. And tomorrow, my guests are the new owners of Webster Kirkwood Times. So, you know, I think it's so timely and so exciting that they have new ownership and it's going to carry on. So 2 of the owners will be on the show 9 a.m. to 9:30. It's recorded and it's shared on social media like a podcast, rebroadcast at 3. So if you want to tune in tomorrow, it'd be nice to have live listeners.
I did think of one other thing, Mike, sorry. The council, many of you I'm sure are aware of the racist painting on the sidewalks in front of churches at Barbary Park and actually randomly around the city as well. The city council issued a statement and we have been in condemnation of these actions. And we've been asked to share it with all the boards and commissions as part of our emphasis on diversity, equity, and inclusion. So Fran, I'm going to send that to you if that's okay. And if you will just
We sent it yesterday to all the members.
Oh, somehow I missed that. Okay. Great, thank you. So forgive me.
And I don't know if it's appropriate, but Laura, there's a public action tomorrow night by the community on Lockwood. Did you want to talk about that at all, since you're a member of one of the churches?
Yes, so the churches that have been having Black Lives Matter vigils on Friday evenings are joining together. It's called Vigils to Action. It'll be on the property of Peace, United Church of Christ. So for those of you who aren't familiar, I always refer to it as next door to the old Y site. I have to get in the habit of saying next to the L. I'm going to fashion myself in that. It's from 5:30 to 7 tomorrow evening, and it's designed to be an education event for members of our community who are interested in getting more involved in equity work.
Oh, I didn't know all that. Okay.
Oh. If you're interested, there's a Facebook event, so you can just on Facebook put in Vigils to Action and it should pop up.
Okay, good deal. Thanks, Laura. Anybody have anything else as far as new business or things that we want to put on the agenda for sure next month? Well, does the next meeting date work for everybody, October 22nd, or does anybody know that it won't work for them? We'll work on the agenda, but I think our 2 old business items are still going to stay on there for sure, and maybe add another thing or 2 on there as well. But if nobody has anything else, then we can go ahead and adjourn. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mike.
Please have a good rest of the day.
Bye.
Bye. Sorry I was late, guys.
No big deal.
Took me a long time.